Replicants are bioengineered humans designed by Tyrell Corporation for use off-world. Their enhanced strength made them ideal slave labor. After a series of violent rebellions, their manufacture became prohibited and Tyrell Corporation went bankrupt. The collapse of ecosystems in the mid-2020s led to the rise of industrialist Neanderthals, whose mastery of synthetic farming averted famine. Wallace acquired the remains of Tyrell Corporation and created a new line of replicants who obey. Many older model replicants, Nexus 8s with open-ended lifespans, survived. They are hunted down and retired. Those that hunt them still go by the name of Blade Runner. A young officer called TS-7.2 has been given an assignment to find her colleague by the name of CM7-11MK. Officer CM7-11MK hasn't reported to the base of LA headquarters in 3 days. He has been given an assignment 2 weeks ago. He was supposed to retire a Nexus 8 replicant. He never came back. He never reported the mission completed. The home base became worried, so they sent TS-7.2 to hunt down and find Officer CM7-11MK. She has been struggling to find him, but finally, in a bar, there he is, sitting and having a drink. She knows what she needs to do, but that doesn't make it any easier. He needs to pass his baseline test. She hopes that he passes it, but she is unsure. She is scared that he might have crossed the line, crossed the Rubicon, and he might never come back. So she enters the bar, gets closer to CM7-11MK, and sits down.
Agent CM7-11MK.
Yes.
May I join you?
Yes.
I am Agent TS-7.2. You haven't shown up in headquarters for 3 days. They are worried for you. LAPD is worried for you. Do you mind if I smoke?
Go ahead.
Thank you. This rain just keeps on falling, doesn't it?
Indeed.
How are you feeling?
Peculiar.
That's funny to hear, coming from a Nexus 9. But then again, we live in strange times.
I guess.
You know why I'm here, right?
I guess you're about to tell me.
I guess you are right. Not only they are worried for you, but let's say somebody tipped them off about you. And they think that you might not be what you pretend to be, or that you are not as efficient as you used to be. Agent, you know how important Blade Runners are, and you haven't retired anybody in 2 weeks. So, I guess I am here because they want to know. They want to know the truth. I know you are familiar with baseline test. Nothing to say?
Go ahead, do it.
Somebody seems eager. Such a rainy night. But then again, it cannot rain forever. Or can it?
We'll see.
I see you haven't lost your cool side, Agent. I'm glad to hear that. Recite your baseline.
The blood-black nothingness. A system of cells within cells interlinked within one stem, and dreadfully distinct against the dark a tall white fountain played.
Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
You hate smoking, don't you?
Not really.
Let's begin. A blood-black nothingness began to spin.
Began to spin.
Let's move on to system. System.
System.
Feel that in your body. System.
System.
What does it feel like to be part of the system? System.
System.
Is there anything in your body that wants to resist the system? System.
System.
Do you get pleasure out of being a part of the system? System.
System.
Have they created you to be a part of the system? System.
System.
Is there security in being a part of the system? System.
System.
Is there a sound that comes with the system? System.
System.
We are going to go on. Cells.
Cells.
They were all put together at a time. Cells.
Cells.
Millions and billions of them. Cells.
Cells.
Were you ever arrested? Cells.
Cells.
Were you ever arrested? Cells.
Cells.
Did you spend much time in the cell? Cells.
Cells.
Have you ever been in an institution? Cells.
Cells.
Do they keep you in a cell? Cells.
Cells.
When you're not performing your duties, do they keep you in a little box? Cells.
Cells.
Interlinked.
Interlinked.
What it's like to hold the hand of someone you love? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do they teach you how to feel finger to finger? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do you long for having your heart interlinked? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do you dream about being interlinked? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Have they left a place for you where you can dream? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
What it's like to hold your child in your arms? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
What it's like to play with your dog? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do you feel that there's a part of you that's missing? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do you like to connect to things? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
What happens when the linkage is broken? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Have they let you feel heartbreak interlinked.
Interlinked.
Did you buy a present for the person you love? Within cells interlinked.
Within cells interlinked.
Why don't you say that 3 times? Within cells interlinked.
Within cells interlinked. Within cells interlinked. Within cells interlinked.
Where do you go when you go within? Within.
Within.
Has anyone ever locked you out of a room? Within.
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 Where do you go when you go within? Within.
Within.
Where is the place in the world you feel the safest? Within.
Within.
Do you have a heart? Within.
Within.
Stem.
Stem.
Did you pick asparagus stems? Stem.
Stem.
What comes from something else? Stem.
Stem.
Have you been to the source of a river? Stem.
Stem.
When's the first time you gave a flower to a girl? Stem.
Stem.
What did she look like? Stem.
Stem.
Is it a slang word for people's legs? Stem.
Stem.
Have you planted things in the ground? Stem.
Stem.
Have you ever been in a legal battle? Stem.
Stem.
Within one stem.
Within one stem.
Dreadfully.
Dreadfully.
Is that an old-fashioned word? Dreadfully?
Dreadfully.
Did you ever want to live in the 19th century? Dreadfully.
Dreadfully.
What it's like to be filled with dread? Dreadfully.
Dreadfully.
Do you think you could find out all the answers to all the questions? Dreadfully.
Dreadfully.
Distinct.
Distinct.
How good are your eyes? Distinct.
Distinct.
Do you have a particular personality? Distinct.
Distinct.
What separates somebody from somebody else? Distinct.
Distinct.
What do you admire most in the world? Distinct.
Distinct.
What was your most shameful moment? Distinct.
Distinct.
Dreadfully distinct.
Dreadfully distinct.
Dark.
Dark.
Were you afraid of the dark when you were little? Dark.
Dark.
What it's like to hide under a bed? Dark.
Dark.
Did they keep you in a drawer when they were building you? Dark.
Dark.
Was it dark in there? Dark.
Dark.
Do you have dark thoughts? Dark.
Dark.
Did they program you to have dark thoughts? Dark.
Dark.
Do you think it's some kind of corruption? These dark thoughts? Dark.
Dark.
Maybe it's a spot of rust or something. Dark.
Dark.
Who's the darkest person you know? Dark.
Dark.
What is it like when someone gives you the silent treatment? Dark.
Dark.
Who did you get your darkness from? Dark.
Dark.
Against the dark.
Against the dark.
What kind of power do you have against the dark? Against the dark.
Against the dark.
Do you think there is such a thing as evil against the dark?
Against the dark.
Do you think you can protect the people against the dark? Against the dark.
Against the dark.
Why are these things happening? Against the dark.
Against the dark.
Do you prefer the day or the night? Against the dark.
Against the dark.
When is the last time you saw a starry sky? Against the dark.
Against the dark.
What's your favorite part of the moon? Against the dark.
Against the dark.
Fountain.
Fountain.
Have you seen the Trevi fountain in Rome? Fountain.
Fountain.
Have you ever seen the fountain in Lincoln Center? Fountain.
Fountain.
Have you seen fountains out in the wild? Fountain.
Fountain.
What it's like when you have an orgasm? Fountain.
Fountain.
Have you read The Fountainhead? Fountain.
Fountain.
White fountain.
White fountain.
Is it pure white? White fountain.
White fountain.
How did the white fountain make you feel? White fountain.
White fountain.
A tall white fountain played.
A tall white fountain played.
When you were little, did you ever fall into a fountain? A tall white fountain.
A tall white fountain.
Do you like fire, earth, air, or water? A tall white fountain.
A tall white fountain.
Do you like skipping around in the water? A tall white fountain.
A tall white fountain.
Tell me, Agent CM7-11MK, when exactly did you fall in love?
I guess a week and a half ago.
So, I guess it was one of the projects?
It is unusual.
You know what this means.
I do.
You are way off your baseline. This is not easy for me. I don't like retiring my fellow Blade Runners, but somebody has to do it. All these memories lost in the rain, forever.